Hey everyone, it's Mikkel, and it's November 1st, 2019, at like 5:45 in the morning. I haven't been sleeping very well lately and have been waking up a lot in the middle of the night. Um, and this time I just decided to get up because I was tired of laying in bed for hours. Um, so it's been a long time since I've updated, and for a while I didn't really think I was going to update anymore, just because I didn't really feel like I had much to talk about. And now I do. And if you know me in real life, then you probably know what this video is going to be about, especially because of the title. But it might be a long video, so um, so the last few months have been really hard, and well, I mean, I would say the last year, 2 years have been really hard, but specifically the last few months have been really hard for me. Um, some good things that have happened is Cole and I bought a house, so we own our own home together. And then in August we got married, so that's awesome. We'll have been together for 5 years coming up here in May, and I feel really fortunate that life circumstances have led me to these opportunities. Um, we love our home. It's a beautiful home, and it's in a quiet place, and it's wooded, and it's secluded for the most part. And we always have deer in the backyard, which we really like. And yeah, so that's really good. We just got back from our honeymoon, which we spent in California. We went to Disneyland, and that was fun. It was hard, but it was fun. But a few weeks ago, I ended up in the hospital um, with some abdominal pain, and it was different than any type of abdominal pain that I'd felt. And I'd always had, I've always had bowel issues since I was a young child, and I was diagnosed as having just IBS, so I didn't really think much of it until probably, I think the last 5 years, I've been questioning a lot more if IBS was the actual. Sorry, also sorry that my camera keeps moving. I'm holding it with my hand, so I'll try to be more still. But I was questioning whether or not it was really IBS, just because I always felt like my symptoms were so severe, and I'd always felt like that, as a teenager and as a young kid, but things just kept getting worse as I got older, but I kind of like forgot about it, and maybe it was just IBS or anxiety, some food intolerances. And over the last few years, I tried everything from diet changes, pills, exercise, more vegetables, less vegetables, FODMAP diet, peppermint capsules, fiber, no fiber, um, yoga, meditation, everything. Literally, I mean, I think I tried so many things because I was convinced that if maybe I could just find something, that my pain would go away. And and then a few years ago, I started going to the bathroom, and there was blood, and that's kind of like was like one of the first red flags. But nothing else really came of it. So my doctor and me didn't really pursue it, but we were keeping an eye out. And things were kind of normal for me. I still had diarrhea every day. I still, was in pain. But it never got worse, or it never got so bad I couldn't handle it, until a few weeks ago, where I started to get really bad abdominal cramping. And at first I thought it was like a stomach bug. I was really nauseous, diarrhea, agonizing abdominal pain. I was on the floor in bed in the fetal position, like nothing. I thought it was gas. Nothing relieved it though, and I was like, what is this? It felt just like gas pain, but nothing helped, and farting didn't help, and going to the bathroom didn't help. And I kind of let it go. I was running fevers, so I was like, maybe it's just a stomach bug. So I let it go, and then a few days passed, and I started getting better. My fevers went away, the cramping went away. I went on with my life. Um, and then I think maybe a week later, I started running fevers again, and the cramping came back, and it was worse, and my fever got worse, and so I called a nurse. She told me to go to the urgent care clinic, so I went, and the doctor there said that based on my pain, that I probably had um, appendicitis. So he advised me to go to the ER. So I go to the ER, and I'm there forever because it's never quick. But when I get back there, they too believe that it's appendicitis. They gave me some Tylenol, some fluids. I'm feeling okay. Fever's going down. I'm feeling hopeful. I'm happy I'm being seen. I have Cole with me. We're thinking it's appendicitis. Quick surgery. I'll feel better. Go in to do the CT scan. About an hour later, the doctor comes in and he basically says, so it's not appendicitis, it's Crohn's. And Crohn's was kind of like this shadow, I think, that it always kind of loomed over me. Something that but you don't want to think about. So I ignored it. And he said, well, we can't know for sure until we get a colonoscopy. But I was so sick, and I was in the hospital for 2 days. I lost a lot of weight. I think I went in at like 120 pounds, which is already underweight, and I left at 108 pounds. And I was on 2 different antibiotics that were working but were making me sick. So they switched my treatment, and I had to do 14 days of intravenous infusion every day of an antibiotic. And so I had a midline in, and it's not crazy or anything, but like you can see on this light, that little dot right there on my arm, it's like an IV that goes like, or like an IV kind of goes hella deep into the vein in your arm, and you leave it there, and then you get infusion through that port, and that helped, and I did that for 14 days, and then we went on our honeymoon, which probably wasn't the best thing to do, but I really, really wanted to go, and I really wanted to go for Cole, and I wanted to go for me. I wanted to go for us, but like, Cole, he's such a selfless person, and he always takes such good care of me, and I really wanted to give this to him, and I was so afraid that my condition was going to take that. So while we should have waited, I think we decided to go, and he didn't pressure me. It wasn't him. It was completely my choice. And we still had a ton of fun. I was definitely in pain every day. It was really hard to walk. I ran fevers almost every day. I needed wheelchairs. I needed a lot of help. But we still went on rides, and we still ate good food, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm glad that we went. And then we came home. on a Sunday, and then that was a few days ago. So like this last Sunday, the 29th. Wait, no, 27th? Yeah, 27th. And then the next day I had to do the prep for my colonoscopy and my endoscopy, which was horrible. Like the prep, I had to do soup prep, and that stuff is so bad. Like anybody who says it's not bad, I don't even know what they're drinking to compare it to. It's like I don't drink, so I don't generally drink nasty shit. This fucking shit was so gross. And to be honest, I probably only drank like half of my dose combined. Like, I didn't even drink half the full 2 doses. But I was still really clean because I'd been having diarrhea and it just went through me. I was running clear after like the third bowel movement, and then I remained running clear all night. And then I woke up and I was still running clear. And sorry, I don't know what's going on. And everything was fine, colon wise. It was clean. Um, Go to do the colonoscopy and endoscopy, and like the procedure itself, I don't really have anything to compare it to. I mean, they knocked me out so fast, like with propofol. That stuff put me on my ass. It was really hard for me to come out of. I felt like propofol was harder for me to deal with than general anesthesia. It made me feel different. It made me feel like heavy in my mouth. Like it was hard to talk, and like everything felt. I've never been drunk, but I imagine it felt like being drunk. Because like with general, you're just really tired and you're kind of heavy and groggy and dizzy, but you just go to sleep and you wake up and you're fine. Well, at least for me. But this stuff, like it did clear a lot faster, but my mouth just felt like my tongue didn't know how to form words, and I didn't like that. Um, and it made me cry, and like general anesthesia doesn't make me cry, but this stuff I came out and I remember I started crying. I remember I was asking Cole, what they say, and I said, is it Crohn's? And he said, yes, it's Crohn's. So I do have Crohn's disease, and I kind of go back and forth between how I'm feeling. I've been dealing with pain my whole life. It hasn't been horrible my whole life. There have been ups and downs, and then in the last couple of years, it's gotten way worse. Um, and I think I'm like there's a mixture of like relief, because now I have a name and I don't feel um, crazy. Like I don't feel like I'm losing my mind, because there were points where I would feel like I was being dramatic, or people didn't believe me, or they thought I was being dramatic, or they said I was a hypochondriac, or all these things that really hurt me, because when you're sick, you know what you're feeling, and then people come at you with like, oh, don't be such a baby, or you're just a hypochondriac, and then you start doubting yourself. And now I just feel validated, like, yeah, I was really sick, and I am really sick, and now all my pain is, I feel like it's justified. And I'm not saying that like people with IBS aren't justified in their pain. It's painful, but I just think the like my entire colon is inflamed, and what put me in the hospital was an intestinal fistula in my ileum, which is like the lower part of the intestines, I believe. And so like the disease is eating away at my insides. Um, and then recovery from the colonoscopy and the endoscopy has been horrible. A lot of gas that I haven't been able to expel. Today's a lot better. I'm really tired because I only slept 2 hours. I've been up since 2, but it's taken 2-3 days to feel better, enough so that I can like walk. Um, so yeah, it's been really hard, and I'm gonna be starting treatment in the next few weeks. And I don't know why I'm even updating. I guess just to let people know, keep documentation, look back on this day. I'm hopeful that I'll get better, or at least get into remission. I'd like to gain weight and maybe put on muscle again, because like I'm like emaciated. I'm sitting in here in my underwear, and like my legs are so skinny, and like my knees are so bony, and I mean, look at my legs, like it's horrible, and it's not like it doesn't look good on me, you know? Like I look at myself and I just feel so emaciated, and it's hard because I could not gain weight at 120 pounds, and I tried really hard, and I still couldn't because if I ate too much, I'd get sick. And now I just feel like more of me is gone, and it's just really hard to stay hopeful. Um, but mind you, this is all still very fresh, and I'm still in a very emotional state. Um, I'm also tired. So, yeah, that's where I've been. Maybe once I'm a little healthier, I can give you a house tour, um, when I can walk without pain. But, yeah. So, thank you for watching. To anybody who is still subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you have Crohn's, please share your stories, especially success stories. I really need positive thoughts, diet recommendations, um, while I'm not in remission. So, you know, be cautious of that. And really, I only want to hear from people with Crohn's on diet, because that's really important. I can't eat a lot of things right now. So, if you have Crohn's and you have tips on what I can eat or what helped you, or maybe help you put on weight or help with pain, or um, that would be great. And just, yeah, so thank you so much. I really appreciate all your support, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.